Yeah, good evening, everybody. Please, if you can hear me, please give me thumbs up if you can hear me, and if you can't hear me, give me thumbs down. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll take it that we all can hear me. All right. So the class will start in the next 7 minutes. So just giving some people more time to join. In the next 7 minutes, the class will be we start. Sorry about the recording. I had some difficulties trying to upload it yesterday. So it's currently being uploaded, and the recording of yesterday will be shared with the group immediately this class ends. But for today's own, it's going to be available to but it's not going to delay as the way yesterday's recording delayed. Okay, so please bear with us. And okay, so while we wait, if you enjoyed yesterday's class, can you give us some celebration emojis? If you're in yesterday's class, can you give us some celebration emojis? All right. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So one more thing I want to ask, please, if you are a parent here, please can you give us a thumbs up? If you are a parent here, you are here with your child, so can you give us thumbs up? So let's know that you are. All right. Okay, thank you too. Okay, beautiful. All right, thank you so much for your support and also supporting your child in this training. All right, so the rest of you, I also recommend, tomorrow is going to be the last day for these 3 sessions, so I always advise our parents to join us so that your kids will enjoy your presence. It's just 1 hour per day. All right, so we have in the next 5 minutes the session will begin, so please stay tuned. All right, thank you. Okay, so we'll start in the next 2 minutes. Or rather 1 minute. Alright, that's fine, you can do it tonight. Alright, so it's it's 8:10 already. Okay, good evening everybody, and welcome to class. For those of you that are just joining us for the first time, this is Ogamas Technologies and a STEM company. I don't want to talk more about it, so you can watch the previous recording. Alright, so that said, we started programming in the last class. Talked about what is programming, and we said a whole lot about programming, and we started learning Python programming. So we're going to continue learning Python programming to this class. Okay, so alright, so please, if you can see my screen, can you give me thumbs up? Alright, thank you. Just to be very sure that you all can see my screen. Okay, so let's proceed. Alright, let's proceed. So we talked about Python, like I said in the last class. So technically, Python is a programming language, a text-based programming language, where you use to create programs. You give instructions to computer rather, so you can build applications, web development and all. So we talked about, I already mentioned that the video has been sent on how to install Python into your computer. So having said that, alright, so in the last class I used my mobile phone to let you all know that you'll be able to use it. So those of you that are using your I sent a link. Those of you using your laptop, your mobile device, as well as Chromebook, so you can use this link on the income message I'm going to mute the income message now so that you all can see it. Okay, so you can use the link on the income message for those of you using it. Although I did send the link to the chat to the group on WhatsApp. Alright, so those of you that was able to successfully send in your install Python into your computer, so what you do now is just press a window key and you type in IDLE, and IDLE stands for Integrated Development Learning Environment. IDLE stands for what? Integrated Development Learning Environment. So you just type IDLE and you should be able to see this if you successfully installed it completely. But if you have any issues installing it, you can as well reach out. Okay, so that said, let's proceed. So I open my IDLE and have it here already, so you can do that, or you can use your online Python, whichever one that works for you. So let me proceed with where we stopped. Harry, why are we having thumbs down? What's going on? Harry Blessing, please let's not play with it. Maybe I should drop these reactions. Let me drop the reactions so we don't disturb ourselves with this. Okay, so I guess we can focus now. Alright, so let me proceed with what we have for today. Okay. So this is my Python IDLE, as you can see on my screen. Okay, you can see on my screen. So like what we did in Python in yesterday's class, if I want to print, remember I said this is our capital letter, sorry, lowercase. Key functions in Python are in what? Lowercase. So if I want to print hello, welcome to the 2, close my quotation and I open it and I press enter. So you see that it prints it immediately. So that's that. So now I'm going to talk about why you have this and why in this one you have a lot of space. I mean, you can do and undo in this. You know, this is, let me just proceed so that I don't get us confused somehow. So there are two different interfaces anyway. This interface is different from this other one. You have this interface as well in your offline application, but the difference between the online platform and this offline platform is that this offline has two interfaces, which is the two modes. You have the interactive mode and the script mode, while the online platform has only the script mode. Okay, so I'm going to proceed now. So writing your first program, we already talked about this, printing hello world in Python. So I think when we printed hello world, we didn't save it. So now you were wondering that, okay, I was able to write a code. I was able to write a program in Python. Well, how do I save it? How do I save my code? To save your code in the online platform, now Python has an extension file, and the extension for it is .py. So your codes are being stored as py file, which stands for Python. As you can see here, let me zoom in. As you can see here, you see .py here. Sorry, I hope the screen is bold enough now compared to yesterday. I mean, it's clear now, right? Please, okay, I need turn on the notification reactions. Please, if it's clearer, can you give me thumbs up, please? All right, thank you. Okay. All right, so let's proceed. All right, so now you want to save your work in Python. You see you have this. Let me show you this interface is here. We have open file this is save, and this is undo, and this is redo. Okay, so if I undo now, it's going to clear what I recently did, and redo brings it back. So now to save your work in Python, you use this one, save the diskette icon. So I click on it. So you see that the name that you have here is main.py. So if I double click on this thing, I can change the name. As you can see here, I can change it to the 2 free coding.py. So now I save as this. So when I click on this, I'll be able to save it. Now saving this is going to download it to your local device, which is your phone or your laptop. In my case, it's my laptop. Okay, so I press the yes, and you can see it's being downloaded right here as Python file. So if I want to open it now, all I need to do is to come here. Let's say I open a new file. Okay, I say I want to close this one. Okay, I say I want to close this one. Or let me refresh the page, and I want to open a new. I want to open this particular day2 free coding. It's already downloaded. To do that, I'll come to this place, open file disk. Okay, so open file disk is going to take me to where I have all my files. Now you can see the day2 here. Okay, you can see day2 here. Alright, so I click on it. I say okay, alright, this is what I want to open. So I open it, and you can see the file is there. So you don't need to worry yourself that you did not save your work or anything. So you just save your work here to sit down on your mobile device. Alright, so if you're following me, please give me thumbs up. Alright, good, I can see thumbs up already. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, so that's that. So having said all this, let's proceed. So you can as well save your work to here on your offline application. All you need to do is to come to this place and click on save. But I always recommend you save your work on the the script mode. This is the interactive mode in Python. I always recommend you save your work in the script mode. Okay, alright, so let's proceed. So that's about saving your work in Python. Okay, so now the program you wrote, that's what you wrote now, consists of a single line of code, print hello world. Now the print function is a built-in Python function that displays the text. So you see what I said there. Alright, so I said it's a function, right? So it's the function of this print, just like you want your printer, right? Not like the printer though, but it does just a similar way your printer works. The way your printer works, it shows you the output. So when you say print, it gives you the results, right? So it displays the text inside the parentheses, and the parentheses is this bracket that you see here, this open and close bracket. I don't know if you can see my screen better now. This open and close is the meaning of this parenthesis. Okay, so it opens, it prints what is inside here. That is why you see that in my online listing, what is inside here, it prints it. Okay, although it doesn't print this quote. Now there's a reason why it didn't print this quote. I will explain that later on when we get there. Alright, so in Python, parentheses are used to enclose arguments or values in this case, and that are passed to functions. In this case, we are passing a string. Now we're talking about string. Here is a data type. Now you notice that it didn't print this open quotation. That's because it's a string data type, and string data type are what enclosed with what quote symbols, either single quotes or double quotes. So I can say we have to be consistent with it. I can say this quote and this one. So if I say welcome to class and I print this, the will give me the same what results, welcome to class. So either single quote or double quotes, preferably double quotes. Now the reason why you use double quotes instead of single quotes is because in your text you may decide to use single quotes here. Like now, I hope you are enjoying. You see that my code did not to this class. you see that my quotation is still, my code is still green. Tell you that it's still in the bracket of what, of the code, right? Hope you're enjoying today. You can see everything, even the single quote printed it out, right? But if I use only single quotes now, which means that let me just show you now. If I use a single quote, you see that my single quote stops here, my code stops in this place. Why? Because it saw a single quote here. So in other words, the double quotes has higher power, can do more than the what, single quotes. That's why you preferably use the what, we highly recommend you use this double quotes to help you what, enclose more quotes. Okay, so if I put double quotes here, my code ends there. All right, so it doesn't make any sense using double quotes in your this thing except you want to end your code. Okay, so I don't know, do we get what I'm saying? All right, beautiful. All right, so let's proceed. So that's it. You successfully written your code. Okay, so this is going to be our next assignment. For those of us, I'm going to send the assignment to us. So now we have Python syntax, we have comments. I'm going to dive into robotics today anyway. So we have comments in Python. Now comments are used to add explanatory notes to your code. They are not executed by the Python interpreter and are intended for human readers. What does that mean? Now, comments are not executed by the computer, which means that it's just like you're speaking, still talking about the language, right? Or should I use the word? I don't know how to explain this now for the comments in this, but just understand my scenario. So now I'm a developer, right? A normal human being, so I can just say this line should welcome everyone to class and ask them if they are enjoying the class. Now if I run this code, I'm going to have a lot of error here. Now let's see. Now can you see this error? Yeah, why would you have this error? It's because this is, I don't want the computer to read this thing. This is for me or anybody, normal human beings, not the computer, right? This is for me or humans, right? That's what I'm going to say. So it's not for the computer. I don't want the computer to execute this code. It's not part of my code. So for me to put this in, that it will still be in this code, but the computer will not execute it. That is where commenting comes in. Okay, that's where commenting comes in, and you use the word # symbol to do what? Start your comment. So you start your comments with the # symbol. So which means that at the beginning of your line of your code, you use your # symbol. If you're using a PC, it's Shift 3 or Shift 3. Yeah, even Mac OS you see Shift as well. So Shift 3. And if you're using a mobile phone, I think you have to change your keyboard settings to that. All right. So having said that, I don't know if you are following. Are we following, please? All right. Thank you very much for the responses. Okay, so let's proceed. Sorry. Just give me 1 minute, please. Okay, let's proceed. So yeah, as you can see in the comments, it's not read by the computer. It's not, the interpreter does not know anything that is there. So you use the # symbol to use your comment. Okay, so we have indentation. This uses to define your structure of your code. Just like you're building a house, you use the indentation to shift your code, to align your code very well, to give a good structure to your code. That's the purpose of the indentation. Okay, so something like this, if you're having a if statement like this is the indentation here. Tell you that this code, this line belongs to this one, and this one belongs to this one. Okay, so there's not really much to talk about in indentation, except when we're going more advanced. Then we'll talk about the print statements, which you already know. So it's a function that allows you to display the output on your code. like this now. All right, so then we have lastly, before I dive into robotics. Okay, before I dive into robotics, and other questions, we have variables. Now variables are used to store and manipulate data. In Python, you don't need to declare the data type explicitly. You can assign value to a variable using the words equal sign. Now the data type is automatically inferred. By inferring, is automatically imputed in it based on the assigned value. All right, so now we're talking about variables. Now variables are just variables like a box of something that you want to store something inside, right? So in that box, like today, I can decide I want to store I want to store bags of sorry, I want to store oranges inside the box. In that same box, tomorrow I can decide that I want to store maybe computer devices. Okay, in that same box too, next tomorrow or Sunday, I can decide to store maybe Bibles inside. Now, why am I saying all this? Now, this particular box is used to do many things, right? So, but different things at a particular time and the way I want it. So now this box, we have a label on each of them. So the day I'm storing oranges on it, I'll put what? Oranges. The day I'm storing computer devices, I'll put what? Computer devices. So anybody that comes to see it, know that this is what? Computer devices. Anybody that comes to see it, know that this is oranges. But that same box is what I'm using. I'm not changing the box. Similarly, in Python, you have variables, right? I mean, these variables change. As the name implies, variables, it's bound to vary. It's bound to what? Change. Okay, so they change, right? So now, as you can see here, we have s is equal to 10. I can come here to, okay, let me just, let's do that. S is equal to 10, right? Print what? X. So if I say to print X, say to print X, you see you print 10, right? So the more I can say, okay, it's not fixed. I can say S is equal to 20. I say to print X. You see that it's not going to print 10 for me, it's going to print what? 20 for me. Why? Because it has what? Changed. So if I now say, okay, S is equal to 24, or let me make it at 40. And then I say, okay, S is equal to 10, S is equal to 40. The computer will be confused, right? But no, it will not be confused. It's going to print 40 for us. Why? Because he already saw that S is equal to 10, right? 20 rather. I say, okay, that one is stored. But later on, you know, the code is being executed from top to bottom. So when it now comes down, it sees that, oh, you have changed X to be 40 now. But now you have to print X, right? So I'm going to print the latest one, which is what? 40. You understand what I'm saying now? So it's bound to change. So as it changes, yeah, the value that is being recently stored is what you will see as the output. Okay? Do we get that? Do you get that? Alright, please, if you have I hope you, I want you understand everything that we just said now. Okay, so I'm going to pause here for us to attend to any question that we have. So if you have any question, now is the time to ask your question. I'm going to open the income message for it. So please ask a question now. On your income message, ask a question. Please, what about robotics? How do I do what? We are going to robotics now. How do I do what? How do you do what you? How do you do that? I tried. I don't know what you mean. Why does it print? Why does it print? It didn't print 20. It printed 40. Look at my screen here. It didn't print 20. It printed what? Can you see my screen, please? It didn't print 20, it printed 40. Why? Because the code is being executed from top to bottom. So it came down here and so notice that, okay, your new code is what? So your new X is 40. So it printed what? 40, as you can see here. So I've answered the question. Edgy, Danesha. How can we use Python? I don't understand what you mean by how can we use Python. Alright, thank you very much, Danesha. I don't understand what you mean by how can we use Python. Okay, I already mentioned that. Okay, the difference between the online. This is it. The online, like you can see there, you have to use your data, right? You have to be online to be connected to it. It doesn't work without data. That's one. But if you have a PC, like I said, and you have a mobile phone, I would advise you use your mobile device. Tell me, why are you laughing? I advise you use your what? Sorry, your laptop rather. I advise you use your laptop. That will help you better. Okay, that will help you to get it done. So the difference is that the offline you don't need data to do that, and you can do that. You can write your code at any time. Why using online? Why not use the offline? Okay, I'm using it because of those people using mobile phone. This is the offline application here. Already used that recently. So I mentioned that we have two interfaces, right? You have this is the interactive mode. As you can see here, when I say 2 times 3, it gives me the answer immediately. So it's interaction. Like I say, can you hear me? You respond yes or no. Okay, so that's that. Please, are you can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, give me thumbs up. Alright, so you see your responses now. As I asked if you can see my screen, you gave me thumbs up. So that's the interactive mode. So it's a quick response. Okay, so now if I want to go to my script mode where you code and everything be executed at once, so to do that you just come to file and you click on new file. Those of you using the offline application now, I already showed you guys. Those of you that are using the online platform now, you come to a new file and then you can have your code here. So I can say print hello everyone, welcome to the 2. Okay, then I come here and I say what? Print 50 times 2. Then I come here and I say, you can see when I press the enter key, it's not executed at once, unlike the interactive mode whereby I press enter, it gets my code executed. So if I want my code for real-time projects, you use the what? In the script mode. I can say print today is a good day. So now I run this code now. To run this code, I click on I need to save my code first. So if I click on run, it will ask you to save the code. So I can say save it as group 4. So it saved as group 4 and executed at once. As you can see here, it printed hello everyone, welcome to class 100, which is what? 50 times 2, and then today is a good day. Alright, so I've answered. Can we use Python for 1 Well, that's more advanced. Why can't we use Jupyter Notebook or VS Code? This is an advanced. This is for beginners, not for advanced people. Jupyter Notebook is advanced programming. Okay, it's for advanced. It's people that are already used to it. You can use VS Code as well, but preferably better use the Python ideally. You can use VS Code. You need to install the extension for it. That's why we're not using it. That's a long process, and we don't have time for that. How will computer get it? Please watch the video that I sent to the group. A link to the video on how to install Python in your computer. Alright, so that's enough for Python. Is Python harder than JavaScript? No, it is not harder than JavaScript, please. Yes, I know. I mentioned at the beginning of the class that the recording will be shared immediately after this class. That's what I said. Recording will be shared after this class. Okay, so the recording of yesterday will be shared immediately after this class. Once I drop this call, the recording will be shared. Okay, so now I'm going to go into robotics now. Okay, we're going to go into robotics. I'm going to send sorry, where is it here? Okay, so I want to believe that you all can see my screen. What if I put old code in the new code together? If you want to do that, you just copy your code and paste it there instead of, you can't merge the files together. They are two different files. Alright, so that's enough for the questions. We're going to start with our robotics now. So I'm going to drop the income message. Alright, so let's proceed now. Talking about robotics, right? Okay, now I want to ask a question before I continue. When you hear the word robots, what comes to your mind? Please drop your response on the income message. When you hear the word robots, what comes to your mind? I need your response on the income message now. I want to see responses, please. When you hear the word robot, what comes to your mind? Okay. Keneshi said mechanic parts, a computer. Well, alright, I need 2 more responses before I 2 more responses, please, before I proceed. Alright, thank you very much. Someone said it's mechanic parts. I refuse to agree on that. A computer, technically, obviously, yes, computer parts. Now, Abiola, I love your answer. Robot is anything that works on its own. Well, anything that works on its own. I wouldn't really say anything per se. But if you say anything, human beings works on their own, right? We are humans, we work on our own. So are you saying we are robots? So yeah, I'm not going to give you a definition for robots, but I want to give you my understanding of what a robot is. Now, I'll take from the definition. I'll be like, yeah, somewhat correct. So a robot is anything that works without what? Human supervision. Any electronic device that works without what? Human supervision. Okay, so that means that it works on its own, all right, without any human being supervising it. So which other applications can we use in programming? Please drop your questions to the end of the class. I want to talk about this robots now. Okay, robot is any electric device that works without any what? Human supervision. A robot is a device that works by itself. Yeah, a device is also good. That is also close. Alright, so thank you very much. I'm dropping the charts now. So the key word there is that it works without what? Human beings supervising it. Okay, that there is nobody to control it, nobody to supervise it. Is what? That's what? Robots. Please don't distract yourself with the background this thing there. Don't distract yourself with that thing. Just focus on what we have in class. Okay, so many of us, like I said yesterday, we have seen the robot, but we don't know that the robot. Now, I don't know how many of you have gone to you walked into a mall. All right, just picture what I'm saying. You walk into a mall, and the mall, you didn't open the door. No human being there opened it for you. By you're stepping at the front of the door, right? The door opened for you. I don't know if you have seen it, perhaps in a movie or in reality, right? Have you seen that before? You just walking somewhere and
at the entrance. You didn't open the door, you just noticed that the door just opened by itself, and once you entered inside, the door closed back behind you. Have you seen that before? All right, good. So a lot of you that have seen it, that's the robot. Why? Because it was programmed to do what? To do that. Okay, now do you see why we started with the definition of programming class yesterday? So you understand what program is all about. It was programmed to do that. All right, so that's that. So now that door has a sensor that senses a human an obstacle, in your case a human being, that is coming close to the door. So on seeing that there's someone coming close to the door, what did it do? It opened. So it was programmed that for a particular range of distance, if somebody comes to this particular distance, open this door. Okay, so now we have for example, we have smart dustbins, right? You know, like I said, you're actually a program to be able to solve a problem, right? Now probably for solutions to a lot of problems that we have in this world. Now there's something called smart dustbin, like I mentioned earlier. Now we have if you open the dustbin with your hands, right, you are prone to have germs in your hands, right, especially for kids and all. So in order to solve this problem, someone thought about, okay, how can we do it that the dustbin will just open for me? I mean, I want to use it, right? So it should open for me, and then when I'm done, it should close. That's cool, right? Just imagine you just walk into in front of a dustbin, and you just sorry, and just see that the dustbin was opens for you. Now that way you'll not be able to touch the dustbin. That has what kill what the interaction between you and germs, right? So now let's say if somebody just passing, they don't touch the dustbin, should the dustbin open for the person? No. That is why it is programmed for what? A particular range of distance. So let's say that the person has to be the robot, there's a smart dustbin in this case. The robot is programmed that the human being must be 2 centimeter or 5 centimeter from the dustbin before the dustbin will open. So if the person is 6 centimeter, the dustbin will not open. Person will have to come closer, which means that the dustbin will just anybody that passes it is above 5 centimeter. The dustbin will assume that the person is just a passerby, and it will not open for the person. So the person has to come closer to do what? To be able to use it. That's a robot. Do you get that? That's a what? A robot. So you don't see a robot as only human structure like we have here. Let me just show you. If you Google robots, I know that most of you, what you see is something like this, like Transformers. I don't know how many of you watch Transformers. I watch cartoons though. So if you think I watch cartoons and I watch all that. I don't know how many of you have seen Transformers before. Transformers is a robot. Yeah, I know we like it. They transform from car to human structure, right? That's cool, right? I love Transformers too. All right, so I know many of us see robots, see something like this, right? This is AI and all that. So, like I said, robots are anything that works without human supervision. All right, they are programmed to do that. And you can see this one is programmed to do some work here. Okay, so you can also program your dustbin further, that once the dustbin is full, it should go and waste itself. You should go and throw everything out of the trash can. Yes, it's possible to program your dustbin like that. Okay, it's very possible. Now once your trash can is full, it should waste itself. You can program it further. All right, beautiful. So now let me proceed. Now this dustbin does not just work on its own. It works with a lot of tools, a lot of components. All right. Look, this is just some stories and all that. So I'm going to skip all this. You know what I'm talking about? These tools now. These tools are what you make. Remember I mentioned about a sensor, right? Sensor is like the eye of the robot. You're able to sense that okay, somebody is coming. Like we have how many sensor guns? We have 5 sensor guns, right? So we have different senses. Robots just is like the idea of robots. You know, it's a human being that created robots. So the idea of robots came from the thought of how human beings interact, right? So like we have here, we have a brain, right? We human beings have a brain, so that means the robot what can also what think. Please stop playing. What's your name? Sunday Ojo. Please stop playing with your features. Please stop playing with your features. Focus on what you have in the class, okay? Please. All right. So like the brain, we have like we have a brain. The robots have a brain as well, and those brain is called a microcontroller. An example of the microcontroller is the Arduino, which is the programming language that we are going to learn. Okay, Arduino programming language. Okay, so this is the brain of the what? The robots. This is one of. Please take correction. This is one of the brains. All right, this is a type of Arduino. You have Arduino, you have Arduino Mega. You have different kind of Arduinos. Okay, depending on the capacity that you want to use, kind of project you want. So now this is what makes the robot to work. Just like your brain is what processes everything that you're doing. Like I'm talking now, the knowledge that I have is as a result of what? My brain, right? They are all stored in my brain. So everything is also stored in what? This thing you are seeing here. And this thing has a microcontroller in it. Alright? And now just like the brain, it doesn't just work on its own. So imagine human being is just created with only brain. What will the brain do? The brain cannot move, the brain cannot control. Like I'm using my hand to control my mouse, and why I'm able to control my mouse left and right is because my brain is what telling it what to do. Similarly, the Arduino, rather the robot, does not just work alone with the brain. It works with other components, and these components are connected to this brain, right? So in this case, you have pins here that you use to connect your components to what? Your code. Okay. All right. So now one of the components we have here is a resistor, which is what used to resist to normal electricity. Resistors are used to what? Reduce the flow of current. So imagine now you have so high currents coming to your Arduino board. So the resistor will help you to reduce that current to just like yeah, so the current, so your project will not spoil. So it will give it it will give it enough capacity, enough power for you to work. That's because of the resistor. So it will reduce the flow of what? Current. I'm going to talk about that. Alright, so having said that, so like I said, we have different programming languages, right? So the language that the robot, one of the language that robot understand is called what? Arduino programming language. Now Arduino programming language is made up of C++. Okay, that's another programming language. So they use C++ to make a programming language called what? Arduino what? Programming language. Alright. Okay, so these are some other components that you use in the Arduino in your creating your robots. Alright, so I'm going to stop here for today. I'm going to continue tomorrow, but I want to attend to questions now. Alright, so I'll open the chat for the questions. Please let the questions come in while I wait for your questions, please. Question time, please. Question. While I wait for your questions, please, parents, tomorrow is the last day. I really encourage us to be with our kids tomorrow. Please, by all means, join us tomorrow in the class. Alright? Please, by all means, join us tomorrow in the class. And while I wait for our questions, if you have been joining the class from day one, please can you give me celebration emoji so I know you've been joining the class from day one. Please, celebration emoji. This is a basic class, so you're not making robots. What's a robot? Are you joining the class? I will send you what a robot is now. Okay, I've sent you the answer there. Is Arduino like Python? Yes, Arduino like Python is a text-based programming language. Why is the brain of the why is the brain of a robot so small? Well, our brains are small, right? But anyway, the brain of a robot is so small because it just does, it's, they say small but mighty, right? It's small but it does a lot of mighty things. So don't underestimate the brain of a robot. It's very powerful. Without the brain, you cannot do anything. Just like your brain is small, right? Obviously our brains are small. They are inside our head. Our head is bigger than our brain, obviously. Alright? So then what are we doing? I don't know what you mean by what are we doing. How will we practice without machinery? You mean without the components? Alright, about the components, now this is just introductory class, so I just want us to get the understanding first. Because if I started by telling us you should come and buy components and come and do this without you having an understanding of what you want to buy, you think that we are scammers that want to scam you guys about this. So that's why I'm mentioning that. So if you want to further this, we'll talk about it later. So we want to gain your trust, you know that we are not here to scam anybody. We are here to imbibe knowledge, right? I'm going to give you guys knowledge. That's the purpose of this trainings, okay? A robot okay, sorry. So another question, what's the assignment? I'm going to send the assignment to the group, alright? I'll send the assignment to the group. Please, I'm begging us once again, parents and children, if you are here without your parents, please tell your daddy and mommy that, or your guardian, to join you tomorrow. Please make sure that they are here with you, alright? Tomorrow is the last day. It's the very last day. It's very important that they will be here, alright? So I'm waiting for our questions though. I still await our questions. Can the brain of a robot be a chip? Yes. As a matter of fact, the brain of a robot is a chip. Let me show you. I don't know if I'm sharing my screen. I said the brain of a robot is a microcontroller, right? This is the brain. Don't look at this one, that this one is like this. Where is it? This one is just a board that is used to help assist the what components that will be installed in it. Where is it just now? Yeah, the brain is inside here. This is it. 11. Can you see that? The main controller. That's the actual brain of the what? The robot. Okay? So what is smart Google? What do you mean by smart Google? We're not here to do smart Google. Don't worry about smart Google for now. And you ask a question concerning what you have learned. What is skin of the, I don't know what you mean by this, Harry Blessing. I don't know what you mean by keying, Harry Blessing. Can you explain further? Is there any type of robot that can be coded or through Python? Yes, of course. AIs are built with Python and AIs are embedded into robots as well. So yes, you can do that. AI stands for artificial intelligence. Of it rejects command. I don't know what you mean by this. Derimi, what do you mean by this? If it rejects commands, what do you mean by if it rejects commands? Is that a question? What it does not work now, it's a computer, right? And computers do what? Garbage in, garbage out. Okay? Computer what? Garbage in, garbage out. So whatever you give the computer is what you receive. So if your code does not work, it means that there is something wrong with it, and that's not the robot's fault. It does exactly what you asked it to do. Okay? You want meeting of, I don't understand what you're saying, Harry Blessing, please. Temitope Akinwon. Sorry, I don't know. I'm not a Yoruba person. I've answered your question. Alright, I guess this is a response to that. I've answered your question. Okay, so any question? We have 2 minutes left. Any question, please? Please, if you have any question, just drop any comments. No question. Is there a free Python coding app? Like I said, you can check Play Store, but I will not recommend you to use Play Store because I myself don't trust applications, because these applications are being used by people, right? And you see, you don't know the you can your phone can be hacked, and I'm not going to be Ogama Technology is not going to be responsible for anybody that installed an application on their mobile device and their device is being hacked. So please and please make use of the online platform. That's why I'm using the online platform. Okay. Thanks. This was very interesting. Thank you very much, Oluwatosin. Like I said, what if the robot rejects our command? It cannot reject your command. It is programmed to do that. Ah, who is selling semo here? Please, oh, don't do this here. Oh, I beg. We're not in the market. I just got to beg you. We're not in the market. Open GI. Please stop selling semo on our group. Stop selling spaghetti. I just got to beg you. We're not here to do market. I've learned into today. Alright, beautiful. So I can install the programming info into the brain. Yes. So anything that when you write your code, your code is being embedded into what? The brain of the what? To the program. Don't worry, we'll continue. We'll talk more about that tomorrow in our class. Okay. So having said this, I think I will come to the end of today's class. Alright. So please, once again, parents, please join your kids in tomorrow's class. It's just 1 hour, 8 to 9 p.m. Alright, very interesting, beautiful. Thank you for your response. So give me celebration one more time. Celebration emojis before we end. It's 9 o'clock already. Celebration if you really enjoyed today's class. If you didn't enjoy today's class, just give me thumbs up. I need celebration emojis. Alright, beautiful. I love this celebration. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, awesome, beautiful. Very interesting, thanks. Alright, so I'll see you guys in tomorrow's class. Alright, so please, one more time before I go, please drop your comments on how the comments on about the trainings, alright, from day one since yesterday and today. Drop your comments. Like I said, it's going to help us improve and serve you better. Alright, so that said, do have a wonderful night rest. Bye.